Today is session 9. The title is Dangerous Goods Handling, Acceptance, Storaging, and Transporting. Yeah. And the subtopic to be discussed is packaging handling, packaging storaging or stowaging, dangerous goods segregation provision, conventional vessel, container vessel, roll-on, roll-off vessel, and dangerous goods barge. On the packaging handling, the definition of this packaging handling states by Lasse that the loading and unloading operation of dangerous goods carry out by two main functions. We call it planning and supervision. The first one is first function is operation planning, loading and unloading of dangerous goods. In principle, it's no different from handling the general goods. Coupled with procedure and work procedures that are guided by the recommendation of the International Maritime Organization or IMO regarding procedure for handling and transferring of dangerous goods in the seaport area. So this is recommendation on the safe transport of dangerous cargoes and related activities in port area. This is the first main function: operation planning, loading and unloading of dangerous goods. The second main function is field supervision is deemed insufficient to guarantee work safety and security. So it is necessary to have administrative supervision from the port authority who is competent to make important decisions. For example, in some world-class port, administrative supervision is at the harbor master or the port administrator. So this is the second main function is field supervision. And the IMO code manage the special instruction on how to pack or wrap hazardous cargo or dangerous goods. So the packaging should be well made and in good condition. This is the requirement. The packaging should be well made and in good condition. The second has a character that on the inner layer or inner packaging, which is exposed or which is contacted directly with the contents or load, so it will not cause a dangerous reaction, will not create a dangerous reaction, the character of inner packaging. And the third, this packaging strong enough to bear the risk of transportation at sea. Yeah, the packaging should be strong enough. The second character of this packaging, if a type of liquid wrapper or pack that absorb or acts as an absorbent material or pillow is used, this material will, the absorbent, can reduce liquid hazard. So the absorbent function on the packaging is reduce liquid hazard and wrap and constructed in such a way as to reduce shocks and keep contents wrapped. So this is another function of the absorbent material, to reduce shock and keep contents wrapped, and able to hold liquid when the packaging state. Yeah. The hazardous item in container or dangerous good in container. The dangerous good transported in container required to use safety certified containers. Yeah. So remember last week, there must be a certification of container must be certificate or certified. The cargo of dangerous goods which is arranged in container must be packed and label with good quality, or that they do not fade and get damaged during the transportation journey from sender to receiver. Every worker loading and unloading, entering and exiting container must be worn and protected from the effects of the substance or material. Yeah, they might use the protected material or protected item before they working, such a helmet, life vest, yeah, and sometimes they must use Google Mask to cover the breath, to avoid breath problem when they loading the chemical. After the container door opens, a ventilator is used to force the release of gases that can harm the health of the worker. Remember the ventilator? This is also done when the container is emptied, the air inside is clean, and all kinds of dangerous goods signs or labels are released. Yeah, this is the ventilator to force the release of gases. That is the function of the ventilator. The placard placement on the box. How to place or to put the placard on the box or on the container. The container or boxes, trailer or portable tanks used to transport dangerous goods on the route must be labeled or placard according to the class and subdivision of cargo to be transported, meaning this is a dangerous good. Yeah. So see the side, the position of the placard. We call it placard because this is bigger than label. At least this one on the side, next side, and on the behind of the truck. How to storage. Before dangerous goods are transported to the ship and separated according to the separation table, the dangerous goods which have just arrived in the terminal environment in the port area will be separated in principle. Even in the storage, this dangerous good must be separated first. Yeah, not much different from the procedures and regulation of storage on board. Yeah, so not only on board of the ship or on the vessel, but this dangerous good must be separated on the storage also. If the placement of dangerous goods on board is highly recommended to be carried out on the deck cargo, in the head square or around it, yeah, in the head square or around it, then for the placement of dangerous goods in the warehouse, it must be closest to the main island or access aisleways while maintaining a safe distance between incompatible items. Yeah, this is must be closest to the main island. The condition for loading and unloading goods of class 1, explosive, division 6.2, poisonous substance, and class 7, radioactive material for direct delivery must be done completely so that the burden of responsibility on the part of terminal operators or port manager is lighter. So this is must be handling quickly and safely for class 1, 6.2, and 7. This is special attention for these 3 classes. And the 3 types of dangerous goods should not be stored in the port warehouse. That means those 3 dangerous goods type. Even vehicles loaded with explosive and radioactive substance are not allowed to be parked for long time, let alone overnight in the port environment. Drivers or operators of dangerous goods transportation vehicle need to be warned when parking or operating the vehicle to comply with applicable regulation. Yeah. So regarding the storage of dangerous goods class 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, and 9 in the port area, it can be served on condition that they comply with all regulations, both local and international. Yeah. The method of stacking containers containing dangerous goods at the container terminal at the nearest place or side of the roadway is given a safe distance. There must be safe distance and is only allowed to be stacked one time. Only one time stack. Yeah. Not too much stack. It's dangerous. And this is the DG segregation table. The separation of dangerous goods in areas other than container terminals in the port environment is regulated in such a way that the safety and security of loading and unloading workers as well as various port installation and facilities are protected. You can see this is class 2122, yeah. And there is the table above is used 3 symbols of separation, namely with the following meaning. If 0, meaning no need for separation unless specifically specified. Meaning if 0, you can close each other. If A, it means away from a certain distance, yeah, certain distance, yeah, certain distance maybe 2 meters away, 3 or 6 meters. And S, meaning separated, needs to be separated at a certain distance, separated from, usually is blocked or there is separated with another room or another barrier. And another table, this is, we can see here, if 0, without separation, listen, no need separation. A, the safety distance is 3 meters, no need separation. S is 6 meters in the open area and 12 meters in the warehouse if there is a wall, a safety wall or a barrier, yeah. So the cargo of dangerous goods of various class is in non-containerized packaging should not be stacked more than 1 stack. Even this provision also applies to parties of goods of the same class. Class 6, hazardous substance or objects labeled poisonous must be kept away from the load of foodstuff and animal feeds. So this is must be kept away from foodstuff and animal feeds. The separation requirement and procedure in table 11.3 and 11.4 apply to the placement of dangerous item in closed open warehouse and when transported by vehicle, its pile of goods parties in the warehouse is equipped with 1 meter wide access. Harmful substance according to Annex 3 of MARPOL 7378 must be located properly and safely to minimize hazard to the marine environment without reducing the safety impact of ship and people on board. Yeah, and port state controls on operator requirements, ships in port of other parties subject to inspection by PSG officer. This is, I think, a port officer in relation to the operational requirement in this annex. The master and the crew should be familiar with the essential ship transport procedures related to the prevention of pollution of hazardous materials. And the stowage categories is group ships 1, group 1 ships is 1, cargo ship or passenger ship carrying a limited number of passengers and not more than 25 or 1 passenger per 3 meters from the length of the ship. So the 3 meters, this is the standard limitation of passenger, not more than 25 or 1 passenger per 3 meter. For group 2 ships or group 2 ships, this one, another passenger ship where the restriction on the number of passengers were excessive, meaning more than the number, more than 25, excess. So this is the category A to E. When you have stowage category A, group 1, on deck or under deck. This is group 1 also on deck, under deck, on deck only. Sorry, category C, D, and E. This is the position of each category. And later on, we discuss DG segregation provision. If there are dangerous goods in one class but have 2 different physical and chemical properties or characters, namely primary hazard and secondary hazard, so it is necessary to take into account that one of the goods is more dangerous than the other. Example of segregation of dangerous goods: acetylene dissolved class 2.1, UN number 1001 must be separated from the chlorine load. Another is the content of barium cyanide class 6.1, UN 1565 must be separated from acid. So this is example of the segregation of dangerous goods. Except for class 1 explosive dangerous goods, the provision regarding the separation of goods which have two different dangerous properties are regulated in dangerous goods, in dangerous cargo list. For example, in the dangerous cargo list, it is explained that bromide, chloride, class 2.3, UN number 2901 also has additional risk of class 5.1 and class 8. So they have this substance have two sub-risks, 5.1 and 8. So it is recommended as follows segregation as for class 5.1 separated from class 7 to be safe. So this class 5.1 better separated from class 7. Because if corrosive effect the radioactive, it is dangerous. The radioactive can has a leak, then the radiation will be happen. Yeah. So there are several dangerous goods that have the same physical and chemical properties or characters. So they are placed in one group with their respective distribution. The list of dangerous goods groups is as follows: acid, ammonium compound, bromates, chlorates, chloride, cyanide, hypochlorites, lead compound, liquid, mercury compound, nitrates, perchlorate, permanganate, power metals, and peroxide, also acid. Okay. And not every substance in this group has not otherwise specified, yeah. So not otherwise specified should be checked first the character with the nearest of the group. Conventional good vessel, yeah. So this is conventional good vessel. There are the legend is reference package. We should check also the picture, yeah, later on. Packet containing cannot be placed together. Deck is resistant to fire and liquid. So this is must be careful. The legend on the picture later on, or on the procedure. Okay. Stowaging. This is a cargo ship, category A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, this one the position. Yeah, in cargo ship and passenger ship. Yeah, and segregation. This is the flow of the segregation. Yeah, the procedure, general segregation provision. We have to identify the UN number, proper shipping name, classification first. Yeah, we have learned about how to identify the dangerous good. Yeah, and also the packing group of the dangerous good, and whether the dangerous good is okay or is not related with the general segregation provision, and whether the requirement of the segregation specifically on column 6.b on the table. We use the table segregation, or we use the table segregation to consider every segregation provision, either general or specifically. Yeah, and then we can decide after use this table. Yeah, we can use also the highest or higher requirements. Then this is how comply. If there is this is must fulfills based on the provision. Yeah, this is related the flow, this one. And this is talking about IMD code chapter 7.2, yeah. And segregation step 1, this table we can use also to segregate the dangerous good. The number or the legend 1 is away from, 2 is separated from, 3 separated by complete compartment or hot from, 4 separated longitudinally by intervening complete compartment, and X is dangerous good. This has to be consulted to verify whether there are specific segregation. Usually X is no-need segregation, yeah. And this is, you can find the stowage handling and segregation mark on the column 16B of the IMDG code, yeah. They further show the category A and the segregation type on the IMDG code. So this is the placement and separation in container ship. Please learn this table carefully. There is away from, separated from, and separated by complete compartment. So, and then there is a horizontal and vertical. So horizontal position and vertical position, close and close, and there is also close versus open and open versus open. Yeah, this is the position, and this is also the picture when you segregate the dangerous good. Yeah, let's see, in one container you can see this one. This is N is the position, yeah. 2 container, N is empty position, yeah. 3 container, 3 position empty or no item over there, yeah. This is about the container ship. How about the headless ship? Same table, away from, separated from, and separated by complete compartment. And this is also any prohibited also over here. And vertical, horizontal must be watch out the position, this one. The position on deck, under deck, on deck, under deck, every horizontal and vertical. And this is the position. 2 container space, 3 container space, 1 container room or space. So this is before and after. You can see the position of this is represent 20 feet container from side. This is from back or from the front, the position. And this is for ro-ro ship, placement and separation, still the same. There is vertical and horizontal. Yeah, this is the vertical, and this is the horizontal one. So this one 3 meter, 6 meter. 1 container you can see from the front is 3 meters, and from this one, if 2 container, meaning 6 meter, 2 space, this one, yeah. 12 meter is 4 container from the front. If you see from the side, 1 container is 3, 6 and 12 meter. This is 24, this is 6, 6, 6, 6. 6 times 4 is 24. This is 36 meter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6, 36 meters. Yeah. And this is 48 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this should be 8. 8 times 6 will be 48 meters. And this is placement separation in convention cargo vessel. The code is away from, separated by complete compartment. So this is the figure when you see on the deck or on the compartment. How you figure the distance, 12 meters, 24 meters. And this is intervening. Number 5, intervening. This is longitudinally. Longitudinally meaning the position is longitudinally. Where is dangerous good? This one dangerous good. This one dangerous good. This is not in the same direction, or not straight direction, but longitudinally. And this is the loading of dangerous good on barges. You see, what is it? This is, everybody know this one. This is the coals, batu bara, ya, this one. Okay, so this is the ending of the session 9.